Surya, you are muted.
Thank you, Suman. And congratulations for Pero and Nashid for another start. But overall, yesterday's session, everyone has a better performance than the first one. So congratulations. And then, well, this is just a little bit reminder, but we'll move forward. As yesterday's session, I would like to ask the question first. Right. So for today, these are the 5 questions. So let me share. Um, mm, mm. Okay, so the first one who's going to answer the question is okay. So first, Nashid, what do you think the key element that make a LinkedIn profile picture appear professional?
So regarding the profile picture, I believe that we should be facing the camera. It should be like our mostly our covering our face above our neck, and we should be wearing something professional. I believe that's like we should be looking clean, as they say. It should
Okay.
not be like it should not be like a random photo in which we're standing somewhere and full photo like that, I believe.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the second one would be answered by okay, Pero. So Pero, where do you think where should your brief background text be placed and what it should convey? Like your about background, like your profile, about yourself, a little bit brief about yourself. Where do you think it should be placed? And what are the content that you think it should be?
I think for the a very first of our LinkedIn, it just consists of like a brief word. It could be placed under our name. So very, very brief description.
You
Name
or
to describe what
you are a
my
little
contact,
bit
etc. But it
broken.
can be and I think that
Can you hear her, Sumat? It's hard to hear for me.
there
It's breaking out the voice.
Yeah,
uh,
maybe
oh,
connectivity
I guess
issue. Maybe try to change
hello.
connection or data. Try again,
Well, I'll
please.
change from me to different connection.
Okay, so let's move first. Meanwhile, Pero
And
will.
is it clear? Is it better now?
Yes. Okay. Try again, please.
Okay. If so I was saying that if it was just a brief word, we can do like a 3 or 4 word describing ourselves. We can put it under our name. But if you want to get more detail about ourselves, there's a section in LinkedIn. It's like about ourselves, but we shouldn't put too much sentence in that. Just a brief. What are we expert in? What goals that we try to achieve, and what are the uniqueness of ourselves?
Okay, thank you. So the next question, let's see, it should be answered by Suman. Okay, so Suman, why is listing relevant skill important, do you think, for business development opportunities?
Yeah, skills help people quickly and to understand what you are good at and help our profile to show up in searches and skills that actually and that particular skills that match to the particular work. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yes, because also in on LinkedIn, people can search by, as example, certain keywords. So if you put that in your profile, it can be easily seen. So yeah, okay, thank you. Next one would be Arif. How should the work experience be presented to attract potential partner or clients, you think?
So how should work experience be presented to attract potential partners or client experience? Yeah, it should be presented in a very professional way so that partners can see our profile as professional as possible. Uh, yeah, I
Okay,
think so.
all right, thank you. What contact information, Satvik, do you think should be visible on professional LinkedIn profile?
The professional email address has to be there, and if it's comfortable with the person, then they can add their phone number as well. And along with that, a customized LinkedIn URL should be visible on the page so as to make it easier to track them, and also the current location of the person, where he's situated in the world.
Okay, thank you very much. Next one. Let's see. Um, mm, Next one should be by, okay, Satvik again. What criteria should you consider when choosing LinkedIn group to join for business development, you think?
I think the first and foremost is they should have a strong user base. They should have a global presence, and they should be willing to expand into international markets. Make sure to tap into international markets. They should be willing to promote their products and services, and most importantly, their business goals should align with what the World Pronet is trying to endorse.
Okay, great. Thank you. And next one is Suman. How can commenting on other people posts help expand your professional network?
So thoughtfully comments get noticed and start conversation and help people recognize our name before we ever send a correction request.
Okay, nice. Thank you. One is Rashid. Okay, so the third one, what information do you think we should focus on when analyzing a company profile? on LinkedIn?
So I believe most important one should be like how many employees are working for them, how much big the company is, where are they situated exactly, and especially if we're talking about LinkedIn, we should consider that are they even active on LinkedIn or not, even their company page, or some people from the company they're even using LinkedIn, or it should not be like in a bogus account that is there for years and no activity. So that will be very useful and useless on LinkedIn.
Okay, great. Next one. Uh, okay, Vero. How can you identify a decision maker within a company using LinkedIn?
I can say from the experience, I already did that yesterday by giving the example with the distributor I chose. So I searched the one that has a very strong correlation with a company. And from the experience, I can see that he holds what position in that kind of company. And that's where I can determine that which he is the decision maker or not in the company.
Okay, great. And so, Arif, why is it useful to search through a target's mutual connection or post comment? Why do you think it's useful for business development?
It's useful through a target's mutual connections and post comments because it helps us warm up the relationship, build trust faster, and approach that way.
Okay, great. Yes. Thank you very much, everyone. So next one, I will do a demo. So for this, let's go to LinkedIn. Okay. So we'll check Ellie's LinkedIn for a demonstration today. And as you can see, what makes, as example, what makes, let's say, profile to be seen. This is a part of personal marketing as well. If you take a look at the picture, of course, it has to be, as Nasit mentioned, professional. So I think some of you, I do see that it's already in this category. However, if it's not, then I will teach you later on how to make it without even like you have to go somewhere and then take a picture, etc. And then of course, um, you also, if you are, let's say, in the journey of like finding a partner, finding something, you can use this one, either you're hiring, finding volunteer opportunity, finding jobs. And LinkedIn has this option as well. And then let's get um, let's get into what are the things that we put in the first. Typically, people have about. This is where people typically put a brief about themselves. Of course, in most of cases, when it is CEO and owner, they typically more focus on what is their company about. However, if it's like a personal, as Vero mentioned, try to pinpoint out like what's unique about your background. And then, so as example, let's say you are someone that comes from management, and then you have, as example, okay, A has various industrial experience. So they can pinpoint that to be able to convey to people that come to their profile that they are, let's say, men of jack of trade, let's say per se. And of course, in these days, you can also get help from AI to make it like more polished, and that's about it. There is also things called surface. Okay, this is for, let's say, some people are trying to find on LinkedIn, like freelance job or something like that. You could add it. So how do you add a surface? You can click in the add profile section, and then you click core. You should be able to add surface here. Okay, so once you add the surface, you see that there are several things that you can put, and all the things that like you can share. As example for Ellie, this is of course it's actually for WordPronet, and then we have a several already like let's say we have several review about the company, about the team, about the performance, and so on. So the more, of course, the more that you have reviews, the more like confident of the potential partner will come. However, there are other things as well to convey people and about your experience, which is using featured. So the same thing, if you doesn't have yet, you can just add profile section and then put, wait, I'm not sure if like featured, yeah, featured it's in recommended. In the featured, you can choose which part that you want to add it as typically this is related to, as example, let's say you are going to exhibition for a certain events, and or as example that I typically try to encourage the team for their profile, like the deal that they have closed. This is very either you are in WordPress or outside WordPress. This is very important if you would like to attract like like various clients to be able to work with you, because in this way, as example, like if we click this one, you will see that what is actually WordPress is doing. Like what we are doing for this is like we are handling the deal from the production, quality check, package testing. This is all the collaboration between manufacturer and us, and we checking even the packaging as well. We hiring the person that become our independent quality assurance for these matters. We have our own like this. And yeah, that's then it was sent to Israel, and yeah, this is how it looks like. And yeah, that's about it. So in the future, just try to show your best side of the things that you have done today or in the past. You can put it there. And then next thing, of course, the rule of actually, okay, like if you want to be, let's say, really good on LinkedIn, this is not something that I'm practice as well, but knowledge that I know people typically at least post 2 or 3 times per week. That attracts more people to take a look at their profile. Moreover, if you like time to time using like let's say what's called um tool like a survey that people can click, and then so that's more interactive, and that's also attracting people to get to know more about you. So this is another thing that I would like to share. And then the experience part. Okay, because Ellie is the owner of the company, he doesn't have to explain a lot. But if you want to increase your on, let's say, social on LinkedIn, okay, like a professional network, what's best is more look like this. So of course your title, when you started, and then what are your main what are your main achievement during that tenure, because most of people what they are doing is that sharing what is their job description, right? And that can be copy paste for anything, like from anything, but the thing that you achieve along this experience is unique to you. So that's what more relevant to show to people that come to your profile um rather than like general explanation of what you are doing there. Okay, so as example, I will take one of our team. I hope that I think he updated already. And Ikachuku. No, no, yeah, yeah, he's updated this one. Okay, so example, he updated this increase company revenue within first 9 months. This is unique to him, right? Like, I mean, not everybody's doing this, and this achievement it's more relevant to show to people to attract people to work with you rather than like general explanation of what you are doing. Okay, so I'm hoping that this is a part of exercise as well. Try your best to, even if you are fresh graduate, what you can do is that here, like you can add like what are the things that activities you have done, and like maybe you become the head of treasure, and then you manage certain much of money or something like that. That something that much more practical or real, let's say. Okay, so that's what's important. Next one, of course, typically you also have education part. In education part, most of the people start from the bachelor, like high school. I would say doesn't really high school down people doesn't really put it, but from bachelor upwards. Okay, and then license and certification also quite important. Like if you got certification from somewhere, it shows specific skill that you have, that can differentiate you than other people that in the market. And then this is the one that Suman mentioned. Skill is very important. If you could, you also can ask like some of the people that you personally know to endorse you. As example, I could, let's say, endorse Ikechuk from Ellie. So he got endorsement from Ellie as example. So you can put as much as skill possible here. Why? Because as I mentioned, people could just let's say virtual assistant. Okay. So when they are doing this, you see, like if it is in your profile, even it doesn't have to be in the first section of it, you see like it shows. So this is why it's very important to list what is your skills and what you can offer. And then of course courses also very important. The thing that you have done now or in the past. It's quite important. And then language also sometime. Well, just to let you know, okay, I had my first work from LinkedIn as well with the US company just because I put the languages that I'm working with. And then because I was in medical school and they are looking for researcher from medical. So it's working as long as you put it there. And of course, some organization, let's say you can also put it. And then also another thing that's quite important, to be honest, is recommendation. It doesn't have to be long, but like, try to find someone, maybe your previous manager or previous colleague from the organization that can give you some vouch for your skill. It's create reliability in one way for people when they see it. It also create trust in this parasocial environment. So Elliot's example, he has of course plenty. So yeah, and most of these are our partner and client. And so that's about the section in the me section, like in the profile. Okay, now I will go to one by one, section from home until the end. Okay, so first we go to the home. We go to home. As you can see, it's like this. If you are managing any page, you will know that there should be some pages that you managing over here. If not, then it will just go straight to like this one, groups, newsletter, and so on. So typically, how in WordPress your days will look like quite a lot scrolling down. As example, I could find one or two interesting thing and then, or even up to five, and then comment on it. As Arif was mentioned as well, right? Like it's quite important because it's increasing our network, and people typically there is this thing a commented on this, so that's also ignite maybe old connection. Sometimes it's ignite old conversation. So that's a part of our daily routine, let's say. So that's one thing like to do at home. Another thing is that go to groups. So if you take a look at here, Ellie cannot go into any group anymore because it's already more than 100. I think 101. So something like that. So if I'm not mistaken, give me a second, maybe 99. Network 100, right? So the maximum groups that you can join in LinkedIn is 100. So you have to be able to use it. Well, it's not like Facebook, like they have quite limit, not unlimited for us, like whatever the groups that you want to join. But for LinkedIn, you only can join 100 of them. So typically in WordPress, we try to, so as example, let's say one person already inside of one group, we try to not join the same group because it will be like quite useless. Like if it's have the same, audience, right? So that's one thing about groups. Another thing that sometimes overlook, okay, like in the terms of like working as business development is events. on LinkedIn, you have many events related to anything that you want. So as example, let's say now I'm working on um, Enzymax, right? So let's say what I would do is maybe medical or maybe pharmaceutical, and then I go to events. So there are many that actually you can talk with. So how does this help you on your journey in the project or the global division, right? It's because the people that inside of that event, sometimes you can connect with them and they know someone, and that could help you out in achieving the goal of creating good deals. And even like you can learn about how to negotiate, as example. This is most of time I could, even though like this is still overlooked sometimes, like people don't realize that we can actually use online as well. It doesn't have to be offline, but of course the impact is typically huge and better for offline. But if you have limited time, you can just also join in online. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is another part of the home. And I don't think, well, to be honest, newsletter sometimes is interesting, sometimes are not. So it depends. Like if you would like, go ahead. But I personally doesn't really utilize it that much. So we will move to my network. Okay. So for my network, of course, the connection you can see, and then you have following and followers group I already mentioned. And then you also could follow several pages. And I think on LinkedIn, I forgot, um, who's there? Any maximum pages? Okay. No. Yes, for connection, this is correct. Okay, connection maximum 30,000. So once you have 30,000, the assumption is that you are connected to almost everyone. Why? Because you have first connection, second connection, and third connection. Right? So once you have these 30,000 people, you could just easily hop on to the other mutuals, let's say. So that's the assumption that they have. So as far as uh, you see here, for following pages or people, it's quite unlimited. That's why you can even follow us. But I would say that try to follow the things that more related to your interests, to your let's say project you are working on, because it will create better interface in home. Because if it's like too random, the things that you are following, the LinkedIn will not, like, the algorithm will not give you the exact thing that you are more enjoy, as it's, let's say. So let's go to right, newsletter. And then if you take a look at here, okay, there is two things. There is grow and catch up. You can even manage this. What is it inside of the manage is that you can take a look at which people are you sent. this is also one of the things that we use to take a look at, um, let's say, to evaluate if the things are really done. Because sometimes, like, I'm not saying, but sometimes, yes, we done it, but turns out when we see it, it hasn't done, because we can see from here in the management, okay, like which one has been sent, which one we have already accepted, and so on. So there is two here, as I mentioned, there is grow and catch up. Catch up, especially if you are less than 10,000 connection. Okay, it's very important to do this. Not only like the company profile or something, your own profile. You can just easily, like, click, just to click, and then people will remind you for the forward. Like, I'm I'm saying this because in our company we have a certain person like doing that. It's not part of your um let's say responsibility, but for your own account, of course we cannot touch it. You have to do it by yourself. um it will help you a lot when you need something from that specific person, related to your project. So that's why it is one simple thing, but could help a lot. And as example, let's say you can just job change, just birthday, if you want to go really specific on things. But I just typically just use all and then send to all, like that. So this is another thing. And then I will, since I think most of us are really know already about these jobs. So I will like skip it for now. I will go first to the notification. For notification, you will typically get um, several of that they think it could be interesting for you. Uh, we talked with this guy for like, I will show you. So that's why I'm liking it, because I asked something from him before. Pepe, not sure if he answered. Yeah, okay. So then that's another thing. So notification is typically curate based on your activity. Like if you have current or recent talk with the specific person, they will show you what are the last thing with that specific person. And okay, this is the team are doing it. Mm. So yeah, sometimes also if you are more than 500 people that already connected to you, typically LinkedIn will change from connect to follow, which is become really important when you are doing any project. Okay, so as example, let me show you again back to my network. I will take a look at, let's take this guy. Okay, this one still connect, right? This is the starting point. This is how it looked like. The one that I meant is, let's see. Mm, Let's see this one. No, this is still connect. There should be something. So because it's really important, because sometimes, most of time, it's create like additional time. We have to wait because turns out the team are not connected. They are just following the person. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, wish- Wait a second. Maybe it's, yeah, let's see this one that already like. Mhm. All right. You see this follow, right? Follow is very different than connect. Okay, so when you connect, you can message the person. When you follow, you cannot message the person. So what's the solution? You have to connect. So how you manage it, if this is what happened, click more and then connect. Okay, so that's how it is. So it's just a little bit additional step, but actually it makes a difference. So we talk about the notification. Now we will talk about messaging. And mm, sorry. Let me show this. Okay, so this is interesting. So this is how I mentioned, I think a few days back, right? I told you that in WordPernet we use mutuals. So this is the typical cases. Hi Jordan, I noticed you're connected with Melissa Fasina from City Capital. I'm looking at her VC potential fit with beverage tech invention. I'm in full fin. May I know if you know her personally? I'd appreciate your insight on live intro if you're comfortable. Thanks in advance, Ellie. Then of course we dropped her LinkedIn to, and then he asked her, although I have been in a few meetings, I do not know her very directly. However, CD is invested in the company I currently work for, Momokoku. Because of that, I do have lower level connection. I could introduce you, but I probably can introduce Melissa directly. And then continue from here. So this is how one of the cases that how we goes from, and then how from here, okay, let's say, then this gentleman will typically give you a referee, like to whom like you're going to contact. And then from that, it typically would be email. And that in that email, you should CC yourself. So we give you some possibility to use any like uh what is it, the name signature when needed. But of course it's also when you are connected to the system. So you will get to know about the system later on, how we like, you can use internal team um contact for your project. And then so once you get into that email circle, typically you have to CC yourself, and you from Ellie you introduce, hi, this is my team. So as example, I will take hi, let's say Suman, she is the one that handling this project directly. So that's why I'm CCing her here. If there is any technical questions, she will be happy to answer it out as well. And then, so as example, let's say there is two of you that working in the same project. You can CC both of you, let's say Suman and Satwik. So in this way, from Ellie, it will goes to you. So people, when you come to meeting with them, they will not like, who are you, like that. But they already know that even from the email, you are a part of Ellie's team. So this is the typical practice that we use in the business development. So as you can see, it is working. People are willing to assist, willing to help. And other typical approach that we use is that the people that are willing to help, we typically onboard them as representative. So as representative, they have this perk. Let me, I'm not sure if you will be able to see. Give me a second. Company asset. Right. So let me share and present something else. This one. So as you see here, this is our collaboration term as representative. Like they got the commission from the deal, or like if it is investment, of course, like our commission from that investment, and then the monthly fee from, as example, they bring in a project to us, and then we got, of course, monthly fee from for our service, and they will get part of it, typically 20 to 30%. And just for your information, this is going down like after a while later on, because we already have enough pool of people. And then, because there will be increasing investment in the company, and this is the idea. Like we divide profit with the people that assist us. So yeah, that's a little bit about representative for your information. And let me come back to something else. This one. Right. So that's one of the thing. I think this is the most common one. Of course, I'm only connected to LinkedIn. I don't know him personally, which is fine as well. But in one way here, you know that this person is active on LinkedIn. So if you really have maybe something else that you would like to discuss with, then you can go ahead to talk with him. Uh, hmm, so this is about messaging. And then let's see if I have other thing that I would like to talk about. Right. Mm. Okay. So also another thing that I think important, let's say you want to join the group. I'm sure like some of you already know how, but I'm just giving you a demonstration in case anyone need it. So let's take medical. Is this let's take another thing, hospitality. Hospitality. Then you can see there is several things here. Okay. People, polls, group companies, job courses, products, school, event, service. So you can click accordingly. So let's say you want to go to hospitality groups. So you can join accordingly based on this. Of course, some groups, as who was mentioned, Satvik mentioned that it could be more active than the others. Some groups are like, more open to certain opportunities than the other. That's for you to see for each group. So as example, let's say I'll take this one, and then you can take a look. Okay, so if 8 hours ago, which means like they are quite active, right? So that's also sometimes also there is a benefit to go to the groups that active but not hectic. Because if it's a hectic group, there are possibility that even if you post there, it will not get a good attention. Because like every minute someone going to like post something. So that can like, undermine your post there. So this is just an insight about the group. And then let's go back. And okay. So now what I'm going to do as well. So as example, I will take this one, right? Arik Ramon. So as example, I'm going to message him, right? So what I'm gonna do typically first, I'm going to read what he's doing, the offer, clientele, blah, and then construction, cell operation, hotels, and then okay. So he's in hospitality. He is, let's see what is his advisory in investment group in hospitality sector, right? And then we can see as well. Oh, he is very active to create like some article, newsletter. It seems, let's see, articles, right? You can like it, right? That's true. Okay. So then, if I have to choose what I'm gonna do if I want to, you know, engage with him, right? What I would do is that I'm gonna read two or three of his article and then first comment on it. Comment on some of them, like two, three of them, let's say, even before connecting to him. This is what called building rapport or building or preparing your target. And this is something that I'm not finding it by myself. Okay, so I learned this from going to courses and from going to courses that related to engagement on LinkedIn. There is So what I got from them is that it's very good to prepare your target even a week before you do anything with them. So what does it mean preparing them, right? Comment, liking, and then endorsing, even before you engage on certain agenda that you are looking at. Okay, so because he's very let's say senior person, this is the approach that I will get. I will like execute for this specific gentleman. And if not, what you can do, of course, again, taking a look at who are the people that related to him, that can introduce us to him. That's also another point of entry. So in business development, there is no, let's say, mm, cemented way in order like you have to do A, B, C, D, and it will, no. It's more like, okay, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan G, whatever needed in order to get through your like objective. So this is why you need more creative ways and so that you will be able to engage with all the stakeholder needed. So this is it sounds like simple now, I believe, because I see that you all are very smart people. But trust me, sometimes the hecticness of the day will make us like back to drawing board, and then okay, what we have done again, what we could do and we didn't do. So in order to assist you with it, I will, it's actually already in the share the Notion link, but I will give you like which one, okay? So outreach protocol. This is the protocol that we typically use in like like going to engaging with specific person. So what I'm gonna do is copy link. Mhm. Is that how it is? Oh, view site, this view site, and then I can copy. Mhm. Right. So I will just share this. So these are the second thing that quite important as well that related to this material today is this prospecting process. This is also important for you to understand. And if you have any question, you can share with me or ask me personally as well if needed, or share in the group. That would be also fine. So that's the demonstration for today. Let me go back to here. Okay. Um, okay, yeah. So as I mentioned, right, if you don't have the professional picture, you can actually use either ChatGPT or this one, AIFaceswap.io. This one, um, this one I use examples. I use it for most of my team as well, of course, with their consent, to create the better. Um, Gemini also good sometimes, like you creating, um, yeah, this one we create for Abiola, and then there is another one that we create for, right, from this one, we created it, this one. Well, not that, I mean, like 100% perfect, but it helps like when the time is very limited, let's say. So you have to put the image that you want, the attire and all the things here. And then you put the face image here, and then it will show you. Um, so this is what you can use. Again, I will share later on this presentation, so you can just like click from here. Right. So what's the exercise for today? Of course, you are supposed to work on your own LinkedIn profile. Okay. And then you have to apply to join relevant groups and publish an interesting post. The post is up to you. There is no restriction, anything at all. And then, but 10 relevant groups is the groups of the project that you picked yesterday. So if you pick NEPA, then related to that. If you pick Enzymax, related to it. If you pick Glyphid, then you have to relate it to it. And then find the stakeholders. Some of you already find it, right? And try to connect with them. So we will see maximum 3 from the company you picked yesterday. Just 3 of them. Try to connect with them, and then you will present it. And yeah, that's about it. Of course, you also, this is, as you can see, if you are quite confused, let's say, what are the components that we are going to take a look at, you have to, this is the completion of required action. Okay, so you join 10 relevant group, post in-person posts, and then send 3 to 5 targeted connection requests. And then also, if you could comment on 5 posts from different profiles, and then take a look at one. I think we have done this. And the important thing as well, if you see there is a mutual, you can use the mutual. So let's put it this way. Once you try to connect with the person, you have to try to make plan. How are you going to try to approach this person? Once you are connected, let's say, what are the things that you can use as point of entry of introduction or point of entry of conversation with them? So this is the task for today, and others you can take a look at. The presentation time either 12 until 15 minutes each of you. And yeah, until here, is there any question? Yes, Vero, go ahead.
For the connection, for example, I already find one of the stakeholder of one company. Do we need to do the same research? Like, how are we going to connect to him? What is our first message gonna be to the person, to all of the 10 stakeholders across
Yeah,
the.
okay, let's come back to that. So the 10 is the group. 10 is relevant group. The connection request only 5. You can pick whichever distributor, but part of distributor that you pick yesterday. So you don't have to redo the research anymore. This is continuation. And only 5 connection requests. You don't, not like 5 each company. No, it's 5 maximum for all, like for this exercise. And then you have to, for each person, you commented one post as example. And then, yeah, that's how, then you plan how you are going to approach them. I hope I give you better explanation this time.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, great. Any other question from Suman, Satvik?
Does this publish an interesting post? Can you please elucidate on that a bit more?
Interesting post. Everything is interesting, and in anything that you want. It just exercise that you know how to posting in the group. Okay. I hope I answer your question. Okay, great. Any other question? Arif, Nashid? Okay, great. So if all clear for now, it's like yesterday, we'll see you in the same link in 2 hours. If it's not like, not enough time, you can request us like yesterday. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time. You should be able to also receive this recording directly after this by Gemini. In case it helps. So thank you very much for your time again. Good luck in your task. See you later. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.